my question to Ruqya, can you tell us a little bit more regarding how you assist executives and leaders in today's world to be able to harness their inner zeal, their inner fire from within?
I'm going to break down the SMILE strategy. And currently I'm on a social entrepreneurship learning program. So it fits in beautifully. When you're at a place of a challenge, or where you have a struggle, or where you're feeling stuck,
Yep.
where most of us do, whether you're a leader, whether you're a parent, whether you're just a teacher, or just yourself, within yourself sometimes. If you're feeling stuck, you move from stuck to unstuck using gratitude and acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So I talk about, when I say gratitude, you cannot come to a place of gratitude about anything without having acceptance. It's like, two wheels in a beautiful clock. It's
Mm-hmm.
clockwork. So when you have gratitude, it's moving forward. That's when the other wheel of acceptance begins to move out. And then you move from stuck to unstuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I say acceptance comes when you smile. The first thing you do is silence the mind, because it's when you're in a stuck situation, or when you're facing a challenge, the one thing that happens is a lot of banter in your head, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of questions. And although you have the whole world around you to bring you down, it's us who do it first. To silence the mind, manage your attention. Where is your attention going?
Mm-hmm.
I am sitting in a cafe, and I'm very sorry it's loud, but I need to focus on this. So manage my attention. Am I going to be interrupted by what's going on around me, or feel guilty about it? Or am I just going to focus on delivering or sharing?
Mm-hmm.
Where is my attention going? Identify the intention. What's the intention? If you have a challenge, and if you want to grow into a better leader, why do you want to do it? Who is your tribe? Who will benefit from it?
Mm-hmm.
Let things go. There will be failures, there will be situations, there will be hurt, there will be pain, but let it go. Stop labeling one thing as the reason for things that are constantly. Stop snowballing your excuses. Let them go. Forgive people, forgive yourself. And last but not least, energize the possibilities, wherein we have all this information, all this knowledge. We attend workshops, we meet with people, we interview people, we watch movies, we take lessons. And then if you don't apply it, if you don't put energy into it, there's nothing that's going to happen. So energize the possibilities. You move forward from one step to the next, energizing yourself using a smile.
No, fantastic. I think you made a very, very interesting point right there, Ruqya. So can you tell us, just in perhaps under a minute, what exactly someone who doesn't quite know about what NLP is, or neuro-linguistic programming is, can you give us a little bit of a brief input regarding your input regarding that?
Okay, so neuro-linguistic programming is basically the stories you tell yourself, and because of those stories, the way you behave. So it's about how your language impacts your mindset, and then thereon your behavior. So it's like we loop in stories, and stories lead to either success or failure. So what are the stories that you're telling yourself? What other conversations in your mind?
No, fantastic. I think that that answers my question very succinctly. So thank you so much, Ruqya, for sharing that with us. Really appreciate it. Dr. Ruby, I mean, the HR space is something which a lot of people are actually having a lot of discussions about in the world today. I'd like you to just give us a little bit of your insights, especially about the different of the changes that you've seen in the HR space over the last 15 years or so. And also, I'd like you to touch upon the importance of emotional intelligence in senior business leaders.
So my journey in teaching HR to the specialization students in both hospitality and business has been very interesting, because over the years, lots and lots of students have opted for HR as a specialization simply because a lot of options are available to them in terms of training. If you see over the couple of years, lots and lots of people have started moving more towards speaking assignments, or coaching, or going in for leaving a full-fledged job and going towards becoming speaker, as well as having their own training sessions. So I guess one, if you have to have a career in HR, first you have to be a people's person in terms of understanding people.
Yep.
And that's where, like, I can mix a little bit of emotional intelligence in here when I'm talking about
Sure.
HR. It is managing your emotions. So when you are teaching HR or when you are dealing with people in human resources, you have to be very, very careful in terms of, if you give your 100% to the job, in terms of, as a HR manager, you are with your employees, you are in their sorrows, in their good points, in their bad points, you are leading them. It becomes much easier, and then it's more fun in terms of doing the task. And also, when I'm teaching some students, those who are sometimes a bit confused whether they want to go for marketing or for human resources, it's like, I tell them, it's up to you. If you like to be with the people, HR is the area for you. And if you like to be, dealing with products, new products, innovations, creating your own products, then it's marketing. Because both deal with dealing with people. But in HR, over the last 15 years, the major changes that I have noticed is that people are becoming more and more team oriented. There was a time in the past also they were working in groups and teams, but now it has moved. It's becoming more and more team oriented because of the simple fact: when you are in teams, you get work done faster, and also you motivate each other. When you see the other person is doing a little bit better, or he has a different style, so instead of taking it as a negative thing or being negatively reinforced, it gives you a positive push. If you see, in the past, LinkedIn was more like a professional network where people were just coming in when they were looking for jobs.
Correct.
But now if you see, the trend has changed. People are there for networking, supporting each other, caring, support, and trying to build networks where each one sees how other person can benefit from that. So HR is also something very, very similar. As a professor, when I'm teaching international students, it's like understanding the cultures, coming from different cultures, to understanding their cultures, then training the people in which they are good, but they can become better.
Right.
Because in the past, if you see, people would always think of being trained if they felt that they lack something, they're not good at it. But over the years, it has changed. Like, people are just training themselves to be better or do some value addition. So there's no end to learning, or there's no end to being like, I'm up there or I have reached my pinnacle. You have to keep on working on your strengths as well as weaknesses, and HR comes very handy because they are the ones who recognize the right kind of mix between people, finding the right kind of people so that each can benefit or mutually benefit the other person. And as a professor, as I mentioned, since I teach multicultural backgrounds, as well as multicultural people coming from, they could be engineers, sometimes they could be doctors, and sometimes they could be doing something very different, but they're just there to do some value addition or taking some special courses in HR. So my message to all of them is always same: try to work more and more with teams, and at the same time take the best from other people so that you can learn from them. So I tell my students to learn from each other in terms of taking the best from the other person, not just seeing, he's good, but I don't want to be in that team because he lacks this kind of thing, or she's good in this. I want to work with a cool girl in the group, or I want to work with a cool boy in the group. So we took that as an example, like how that could help, especially when a person is coming from a totally different background. He or she is not very comfortable with the language. So I do a lot of role-playing sessions with my students. As compared in the past, it was more with book. But now it is changed, and that's why I got this title of Innovative Academician, because I try to do it with Lego. Team building exercises, we try to do a lot with Lego. And then we do a lot of role-playing sessions in the class. So when they are playing the role of the HR manager, or when they are playing the role of the conflict manager or mediator, they actually do those kind of things. They would actually act it upon.
Beautifully
Coming
put.
from and the other thing for emotional intelligence,